Hi, this is Kristen from naturalbirthandbabycare.com, and I'm here bringing you another episode of naturalbirth.tv. I've got quite a few questions to go over today, and I'm going to try and go over them a little bit more quickly than I went over questions in the last episode, which was our first episode, and I'm new at this YouTube thing, so bear with me as I get used to it. I'm used to podcasting, which goes a little bit longer. Anyways, also, I apologize for taking so long with getting this second video up. My hard drive crashed and we had the holidays and all kinds of crazy stuff has gone on, so I'm just now catching up to this. And I've got a whole bunch of kids playing in another room, hopefully not destroying it. And Corwin is sleeping. One day I'd like him to be on the video, but he's not really all that fond of cameras right now, so we'll wait on him. And then I've got one child in here, but if you hear children in the background, that's my life, so please forgive the noise. So with that said, we're going to jump right into the questions here that I've gotten via email. Remember, if you have a question, you can submit it via email to kristen@naturalbirthandbabycare.com or head over to naturalbirthandbabycare.com and you can sign or hit contact on that page and you'll get a contact form that you can send to me. It comes right to my inbox. Okay, the first question is, my sister-in-law is pregnant and apparently having kidney pain, and I wondered if you knew any nutrition adjustments to cleanse the kidneys or help them function easier. Thank you so much. This question is hard to answer. Good nutrition will help keep the kidneys cleansed during pregnancy or any other time, but during pregnancy it's hard to answer from a holistic point of view because, and really I guess from a pharmaceutical point of view anyways, but during pregnancy, the kidneys and the liver and all those cleansing organs are working they're working overtime because they're working for you and they're working for your baby. And remedies that are traditionally used to help them, such as liver cleanses and kidney cleanses and things to help deal with urinary tract issues, all of that sort of thing, are things that could cause side effects you don't necessarily want your baby to have. So diuretic action or very strong herbs that you may not feel comfortable taking. So my suggestion would be, first and foremost, would be that she make sure she's drinking plenty of liquids, especially plenty of clean water, also bone broths, pregnancy safe herbal teas, that would be like red raspberry leaf tea, and that she's avoiding things that could stress the kidneys and the liver a lot. So she may want to avoid things especially like sodas, all those sorts of things put stress and strain on the kidneys to try and filter them out. I would recommend that she make her own meals at home, homemade meals, so she's not getting processed ingredients that put stress on the kidneys. If she continues to have pain, I would say that she needs to talk with her doctor or her midwife, because again, traditional remedies for those sorts of things are things that you probably don't want to be messing with during pregnancy unless you've got someone that is really knowledgeable that can help you with those. So I would definitely say she should bring it up with her care provider. She should drop any processed things, especially things that are traditionally very hard on the kidneys. If she needs to go to the bathroom, that she go as soon as possible. Don't wait. Don't delay. Even if it means you're going to the bathroom 16 times an hour, and believe me, I know how that feels, but it's just best to err on the side of safety. Drink plenty, pee lots, just make sure that the body is getting all that flushing that it needs while it's handling a fluid and cleansing load for two different people. Okay. Thanks for the articles. I wanted to ask, how do you organize all your daily activities and take care of the 6 children you have? How do you do it? Thanks, from Roxanne. This is one of the questions that I get asked the most often, and I teach a lot about this in my online childbirth classes, which is mamababybirthing.com, and I can give a lot of hints, but first I want to say that I don't always manage to accomplish it all. During our normal daily life and our normal daily schedule, I give a lot of time to the kids. We homeschool, so they get a lot of my time. And then in the afternoon, I try and take a couple of hours to work. Early in the morning, I try and take a couple of hours to work. But I never feel like I really get as much time as I want to do work. And when I say work, that means either doing continuing education for myself, or that means doing stuff for the website, like recording this video. I'm recording this video right now in the afternoon. When I'm really focusing on work, I often feel torn and I feel like I don't have enough energy for my children, or I'm not giving them what they need, or I feel like I haven't paid attention, and as a result things like chores have slacked off and schoolwork has slacked off. So I don't always feel like I have that balance. And I can say that the thing that helps the most for me is saying a lot of prayers and asking for help from the Lord. And I say that just to be completely frank, because I feel like that's my anchor and that's what really helps me. Beyond that, things that help are meal planning. Like this afternoon, I'm already feeling a little bit anxious because I didn't get my meal plan done this weekend for this week. I don't know exactly what I'm making for supper. I know I'm going to have a hungry husband coming home from work. So I don't feel like I always have it together. But when I do have a meal plan, that helps a whole lot. We have a daily schedule that we're supposed to follow, and when we stay on that schedule, it helps a whole lot. When I put aside the things that I need to do to make sure that I've got the kids doing what they need to do, and when I say that, I mean fully engage with them, and it's hard for me sometimes, especially when I'm trying to write an article or something, but to actually stop what I'm doing, fully engage, take care of them, or get them doing what they need to do, then things go a lot more smoothly. So that one of the things that I've actually found this year, and we were having a really hard time about a month ago, and so what I did was pretty much put everything on the back burner except just focusing on the kids, and things started going a lot smoother, and I've been able to work back towards more of a normal schedule where I'm getting more of the time that I want for me. But so having a regular schedule, having those meal plans, and then realizing that it's okay sometimes to stop and say, I'm not going to get all of this done, X, Y, and Z, but I am going to focus on my kids. And for me, focusing on them also means being really consistent with them, that they do their chores and that sort of thing. And then we have time for fun stuff. Like this morning we listened to an audiobook because they had done pretty well with their chores and were being pretty cooperative. And that was really nice for us. So it's finding the little things that work for you. It's getting things on track. Maybe making up a schedule and sticking to it. That really helps us. And also being willing to take a couple of weeks to say, this is the schedule, this is what we're going to do, and sort out everything that goes along with that, like getting chores done, getting everybody up on time, getting meals served on time, and all of that. So I could teach for hours and hours on this entire topic, and I'm trying to condense it down to just a few-minute reply. But that comes down to I don't always feel like I'm on top of it, and I don't always feel like I have time to do what I want to do. But I do try to get things in. And I do find a lot of things help, and I'm actually planning on doing maybe a class series later on this year on this very topic so that I can really delve into it. And like I said, I also cover a lot of these issues, especially with the meal planning, how to take care of your home and everything like that, fitting all of that in while caring for a newborn in my childbirth classes. And I'm just hoping to expand on that in maybe a mommy management class or something, where I go over how to handle multiple siblings, how to be consistent, how to keep your cool, how to not lose it. Because let me tell you, I used to lose a lot, and I'm doing a lot better, so I've got some wisdom to share on that, and of course continue growth for myself. But anyways, let's move on to the next question. Hi Kristen, thank you for your continuous updates. I have known my baby boy has been using my pelvis as a favorite place to dwell, his little rock pool, since my second scan, mentioning it very often to others, medical and non-medical people, who all said don't worry until around 36 weeks. I mentioned it to one midwife, and she said to go look for spinningbabies.com. I did a couple of exercises, and I thought this doesn't seem like much, 30 seconds a day elevated from the couch, and by the time I actually found more info on it, it seems like as it seems to be a lot to shuffle through. She's referring to the website there. I finally found another exercise which sounds like it might be a lot more beneficial. Laying upside down on an ironing board 20 minutes 3 times a day. Which I do and love the result. My tummy feels so amazingly relaxed and comfy afterwards. However, Bub hasn't really moved, and I don't reckon, and if anything, I think he's lying sideways. What are your thoughts on this? I'll look at your website to see if you have any more info on this, and do you have any other tips? I'm unable to swim or do handstands at the moment because of a double whammy of bronchitis and sinusitis together. and I have no energy and had to take 1 whole week off of work. Look forward to hearing your thoughts on this. Okay, so Megan, first of all, I hope that you're feeling better by the time that you're seeing this recording. Secondly, swimming is definitely a good thing to do. So if you get over the bronchitis and the sinusitis, then the swimming is a great thing to do to help turn a breech baby. You didn't say exactly how far along you are at this point, just that they told you not to worry till 36 weeks or so. And generally that is a good thing to consider, that until 36 weeks the baby still tends to move. And even after 36 weeks some babies move. Some babies wait until you're in labor to move, and that can be reassuring to some moms, but I know a lot of moms feel really anxious, especially if you're seeing an OB or a midwife who doesn't feel comfortable with breech babies and who's saying we'll schedule a cesarean if the baby stays breech, and especially if the baby is sideways. So what you found, Spinning Babies, the website is a little bit convoluted, it is a little bit hard to get through, but it is really a great resource. So you can go to Spinning Babies, and I can look at the website real quick here to tell you where to go on there. I have an article on turning breech babies on my site too. And you can look, but the suggestions there are going to be a lot of what you've heard. Swimming, moxibustion is one that I detail on there. So just go to naturalbirthandbabycare.com and click on the natural birth section, and then you can type in the search bar there, turning breech babies or breech babies, and that article will pop right up. And if you want to know more about moxibustion or alternatives like that can help babies turn, breech babies turn, I also talk about chiropractic, which is the Webster technique, and how that can help your baby turn. But Spinning Babies, okay, she's actually redesigned her website since I went last. So if you go to baby positions and hover over that, she's got breech bottoms up. Hover over that, that's a little bit confusing. But she's got a what to do, it's the second topic. And you can read that. This page, I know it's really long. I talked to my students about this. It is very long, but she's got a couple videos there, and there's a lot of information there on things that you can try. Oh, she talks a little bit about moxibustion as well there. And she's got videos on the page. So there's just a lot of different options, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so overwhelming, is because you have so many different options, and there are so many things that may work, so many things that may help. So I would encourage you to go to that page, and you can read the page on my website. I don't remember the exact URL. I'm going to look that up for you too. But and pick things that you feel like you have the energy to do, first of all, because you've been sick, and then also the things that fit into your lifestyle and the things that you find feel right for you. I would keep up with the breech tilt, which that's a very traditional recommendation, what you were talking about with the ironing board for 20 minutes 3 times a day. That's the breech tilt. That's pretty much the traditional remedy given by midwives, and I would recommend that you keep doing that, especially since you're enjoying it. Okay, so the one for my site, just you go to naturalbirthandbabycare.com, and it's turning-breech-baby. Turning-breech-baby. And that covers all the information on turning your breech baby that I have for you. And you can just read that article and look over that. But I would recommend also, on top of all those physical active techniques, that you talk to your baby. I'm a big proponent of talking to our babies so that they know that we love them and that we're thinking about them, and that they know that we're communicating with them, because research really shows that babies they're very sentient beings. They have a lot of intelligence even in the womb. And I'm not saying that your baby's going to start doing flips because you're talking to him, but you are acknowledging that your baby is a conscious person, and you're encouraging baby, and also along with that, visualizing that your baby is turned, actually visualizing your baby in an optimal position in your body, is a great way to help encourage your baby to turn, because that visualization is very powerful. Drawing from my childbirth classes, from other classes like the Pink Kit, like Hypno Babies, where you focus, you visualize, and you relax. So just consciously relaxing, you might start by tightening. So it helps me understand that my fist here is tight, and then I understand better what relax is. And you can see my dry hands from the winter weather. But I understand relaxation better because I've done this tightening first. So I tighten and then I relax. And you can do that with all of your muscles. So pull your belly muscles in and then relax, and even tighten like your bum muscles and then relax. Doing that can help you realize where there's tension in your body, where there could be tight ligaments or tight muscles that are creating tension and creating resistance, and your baby's feeling that. So you feel that tension, you explore that tension, and then you also explore conscious relaxation. That's another thing that you might do to help him move and to help soften your body. And those same tension and relaxation skills will help you a lot when you're giving birth, to really relax and let your baby come through your pelvis. Okay, Talisha says that she's got twins, a boy and a girl, 6 weeks old now. She had them via C-section. Her tummy has a big bump, and is it normal? I really and truly don't know a lot about what goes on with healing from a cesarean, because I've never had that experience. But I do know that if you're worried, if you're seeing any infection, any inflammation, or anything like that, it's best to talk to your doctor. It doesn't sound like you've got anything like any weeping of the sore or anything, but right at 6 weeks you're probably about to see your doctor, so I would definitely ask him or her. Once you're well healed and you get the all clear for doing work, if there's a separation of the tummy muscles, that can sometimes cause a bump. It can even cause a hernia. And you may find that this separation of the tummy muscles, and so it's right here, we have two bands of muscles. That's the recti muscles, and they're kind of together like this, and then this is pregnancy. This isn't C-section that does this. So the tummy muscles, they're normally tightly together, and there's a band of connective tissue in between them, and then those muscles can actually spread apart so that you just have this connective tissue here. Pretend like that blue of my shirt is the tissue, and your internal organs can actually bulge against that. And you know, any baby fat can bulge against that, and then you've got loose skin from having your baby too. All of those things can create a bulge, and that could be what you're experiencing, especially after having carried twins. So first of all, 6 weeks isn't a long time for your body after having a baby, and especially not after carrying multiples. So give yourself time and give your body understanding and give it some time to heal. But you can start working with a technique to help heal that separation of the muscles, the diastasis. You can actually heal it naturally using Julie Tupler is the system that I use, and she calls it her Tupler technique. And there are other places. Fit2Be has an online course. So there are different places you can get it. I recommend Julie's work just because that's the program that I used after my 5th baby. I had a diastasis that was 4 fingers wide. So this was how big the separation was between my muscles, and it was incredibly painful. And I healed that using a lot of dedicated work, but using Julie's techniques and totally naturally. And my pregnancy with my 6th baby was a lot better because of it, and I had only a tiny separation after his birth that is already healed up. So you can work with healing a diastasis, and that will help bring your tummy back to normal. But it takes a period of time, it takes dedication to the exercises, and it takes some gentleness with yourself. So don't push yourself too hard, but you can heal it. Get your care providers okay, and if you're really worried, consult with him or her. Okay, and then the final question is, where can I find those videos composed of many mothers who home birthed? It had multiples, breeches, VBACs, large babies. Oh, I'm going to actually have to look this one up because I'm not sure. So, to the person who sent this question, I didn't get your name clipped. I will go and look for the video because I'm not sure if I have it on my website or not right now, but I will look for it and I will post up a link to it. And with that, I think that is everything, all the questions that I had for this week. So I'll probably come back in a couple more weeks with more questions. I would love it if you would send in your question, Kristen@naturalbirthandbabycare.com. You can also send in baby questions. I would love to answer those too because babies are a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to answer questions about pregnancy, birth, and baby. Even if you have some toddler questions, I'm totally open to questions on managing motherhood. So just let me know what you'd like to see here on the YouTube channel, and I will be happy to get those to you. This has been Kristen from naturalbirthandbabycare.com. Thanks.